All right, we out there. Let's run it.
Seeing that we're live.
We in there.
We in here.
Ayy, I got the power. I got the power. I got the power with me. I got the power. I got the power. I got the power with me. This how euphoria, feeling so glorious, forever victorious, heart of a champion. I got the power with me. Go get the championship rings. I got the power with me. Power with me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
15 fourth quarter points by Kawhi Leonard.
What's going on? We are in here, the 494 podcast. Yo, that's the first drop of the intro. Shout out to Connie Westside and the producing this whole darn thing, man. Absolute talent over there. Absolute talent, man. Look, this is the 494. Miles Austin, Connie Westside, Sports Talk with C. What's going on, yo?
Morning. Everyone get some good sleep.
Boy, I got some good sleep. I had to work this morning, though. You know what I mean?
Did I get some good sleep? I did not get good sleep.
Took the drywall this morning.
Oh, I got up to produce the show.
Yeah.
And I need to fix that intro, guys. That thing says 10 p.m. I put 10 a.m. I put 10 a.m. specifically. And I knew that thing was going to autocorrect.
It be like that sometimes.
I always look at things so close. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, for sure.
No wonder you was up at 4.
Yeah, facts. You were looking, it was like, why is he up so? He got to be up at 4 o'clock when I got this link. And I was like, this is crazy that he did this. But I think it's the same thing, bro. Like the way it played out and the way it happened, you got to understand, like, that's what we wanted. That's what we were aiming for. Those moments, like, even I watch Steph Curry all the time. Love the way he shoots. Love what he does on the court. I've even had moments in games where I would shoot it up and I'm like, that's in, right? I'm talking to my defender. But I've never in my life had enough confidence to look away.
Right. Like,
my man shot the ball, looked at the person on the courtside seats and was like, you know it. I was like, bro.
And old boy was like, yeah, I saw that.
Yo, my confidence has been very high when it comes to shooting. But when it's like that, I'm like, bro, I've never like turned on somebody, run down the other side of the court, anything like that. But that joint, absolute fire. The Candace to LeBron thing going back and winning for their city, that's absolute dope as always, man. So at the end of the day, Connie, we are thankful for your talent. Thank you for showing us that, man. Look, we got a lot to talk about. If you check out the Huddle Up this week, you saw that our update this week was going on the trade deadline and what people are talking about, what big names are coming. I think we're going to see a big splash, man. We're going to see a big splash. We talked about Ben Simmons. We talked about Dame Lillard might be requesting a trade. Bradley Beal's in the last year of his contract. If I'm the Washington Wizards, I don't know how y'all feel. Let me ask you this question. Bradley Beal in the last year of his contract. If you're the GM, owner of the Washington Wizards, you got those pieces from the Lakers as you gave up Russell Westbrook, right? So you have something to build around. I'm honest. If I'm a GM, I played my GM on 2K plenty of times, plenty of years, right? I would have been if I get to the point where my star player or one of my star players is on the last year of his contract, there's an option on there where you can see what he wants to do this offseason, right? Say, hey, I'm looking to resign or I'm gonna test free agency. Like, if he tells me he's testing free agency, I'm probably gonna trade him, right? I'm probably gonna trade him. Like, no questions at all. Now, my question to you be: you're the GM of the Washington Wizards. Are you trading Bradley Beal before February 10th? You say no, C. No. What about you, Connie?
I'm trading him. I'll let him go.
You got that right.
I mean, got you. I mean, like, look, you got all the pieces that you have from Lakers.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is draft good. I mean, because you got some killers coming in the draft. Maybe persuade a trade between Houston and you'll get you a Jalen Green later on down the line, bro. You gotta.
Bradley Beal can get some pieces back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like Bradley Beal can easily go anywhere, bro.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, like he can fit in any system to me.
I think that he's a scorer,
really
right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, okay, so you absolutely love him, C. Mm-hmm. Tell me why you don't trade. Why do you say, Bradley, I'm going to trust what you got going on, or even say, well, I'm going to lose you for nothing if that were to happen.
Because then I guess if he asked him beforehand, like what he would do in his off season, and he said he's looking to look, I would try to do what I can as a GM to continue to build around him and keep that energy that we have now here. Even though he did get the pieces from the Lakers, he can use a little more because right now they're in a slump.
Facts. And this is my thing. My question would also be, and this is just how I operate, right? Like I don't know if we obviously cater to superstars. Superstars run the NBA. Mm-hmm. My question also would be, my next question follow up. Hey, Bradley, okay, what do you want to do this offseason? I'm thinking about testing free agency. Okay, in this moment, before the trade deadline ends, is there anything that I can do, right? Is there anything that I can do that would keep you here long term? And if and we go from there. If he says yes, I'll try to make that happen. If he says no, all right, man, cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna try to find somewhere to trade you so I can get some good pieces back. Right? Just to be honest about it, right? That makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
Just to be honest and be like, all right, cool. So this is where we are, and I would love to keep you, but I don't feel like you're gonna re-sign here. And if there's nothing I can do to keep you, then I'm gonna get some pieces back. And Bradley you'll get a trade. Like, you'll get players.
People aren't that honest these days.
Yeah, facts. You need it, but I'm like, bro, this is my franchise. I'm trying to win. I would have to be that honest. You know what I mean?
That's the small problem. They're not that honest.
So much trade talk, man. You got little ones in there. I mean, so much with the trade talk, man. I was just sitting here pondering to myself, what about the whole entire Simmons situation? What are we gonna do with that? You know what I'm saying? Because he's still big on the boards with a lot of people. And we live. What's up?
What's going on? No, I can't trade him. I gotta play it out. He's been loyal so far. He won't leave. He's gonna leave.
They don't know. See, that's just another thing.
That's another thing.
I think I love that he's been loyal. But if there's nothing I can do to keep you,
if he says that, yes, then let him go. But who knows how truthful these players are when they're asked what do they want.
That's a big fact. I would just love for you to be completely honest with me. Is there anything I can do to keep you? Some franchise won't trade for him because they're going to feel he's not going to stay. So I would do a sign and trade. That makes sense. I think that will go with the conversation that you're going to have with Bradley. All right, cool. If you're not going to stay, I'm going to look for a sign and trade for you at the end of the season, right? And if he's okay with that, but also I'm trusting Bradley to take that and go, okay, that's what we'll do at the end of the season, because at the end of the season he can do whatever he wants. He's a free agent. He doesn't have to do anything he said that he had to do. I'm not contractually bound by this team. I'm a free agent, but I'm allowing you to sign trade for me. Now, because he's been so loyal, that could be what he does. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It could be like, okay, I'll wait. I'll do a sign and trade so y'all can get some pieces back and you won't lose me for nothing.
Right.
Some players have done that, right? So the question now is, am I keeping that or saying, let's make it happen, Bradley? You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I be at with it. Now we got a lot to get to today. A lot that we talked about, right? So you guys, I'm trying to get on the train of this whole Chicago Bulls thing.
Yeah, come on,
man, show the love.
Come on.
Show that love.
So this is my thing. I was always on the train, right? I just didn't think it was coming out the Eastern Conference. Now, what they are doing, 9 straight wins, you know what I mean? like the way DeMar is playing and Zach, like they're one of the best duos, backcourt duos in the league right now, averaging points. I think they're number one in duos and points scored. So tell me why I should believe they're coming out the Eastern Conference. Connie, I'm gonna start with you because I think C got a whole lot to say. I'm gonna let her wind up.
All right,
you tell me.
All right, so two things, man, that they have, bro. They have athleticism and they got chemistry. And when those two things are working together, it is tough to stop. I mean, I'm talking about with any type of sport, it's tough to stop. When you have chemistry amongst your team and your team is high flying, young, and not only like young, but like they got experience, they got young and experienced people and people that know how to win. Bro, you're going to make noise. People want to come in to see you play. Not to mention like you got guys on that team that is hungry for, like, finally Zach LaVine got a bunch of hungry guys around him. And Zach LaVine, like, oh, bro,
he's hungry.
Bro, I'm playing hungry ball for the first time.
He's leading his team in scoring.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're not just leading the scoring, he's winning. You know what I mean? So it's a big deal. Big deal. See, talk to me.
Well, you need to hop on this train. You have both of them in top 10 scoring in the NBA.
Yep.
LaVine is showing that he can do more than just score.
Yeah.
And then they're all smiling. When do you see a basketball team, every last one of them smiling? Every time they get on the court, when they go on the court, when they get off the court, on the bench.
2020, when that team on your chest won. But whatever. Keep going.
And then you have DeMar DeRozan. Like, he's playing the best season of his career right now. I think he's playing with a little chip.
He has to. I think. Okay, so think about a team when you play for.
Oh wait, hold on. Look, I don't know if you see my dog. My dog been throwing his bees up. You know what I'm saying? You know, because
he's been throwing his threes up. Okay, I'm not putting anybody in a game. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it.
My dog said, "Hey,
but he's from Cali. It's from Cali, so
I've never seen him smile so much.
That's what I'm saying.
But you gotta think, when you come from a team who is used to winning, used to seeing successes, but have always been stopped by LeBron James. That was his MO in Toronto, right? Then he goes to San Antonio, where he's still a great player, but it's a subpar team. So now I got traded. You guys go there. You win a chip with Kawhi. You know, even showing in the intro video, the clip where he beat the 76ers in Game 7, where it was the bounce heard around the world, or the bounce is heard around the world to win that game. So you get traded from Toronto to San Antonio for Kawhi Leonard. They win in their first year. They go to the finals. They beat up on, let's grant it was an unhealthy Golden State Warriors team, but they still won, right? And then you're traded to San Antonio, where you're a middle of the pack team, solid, great coaching. But now he gets to take that great coaching, great experience he had in San Antonio over to Chicago. And now I'm gonna do what I'm good at. That's mid-range shooting.
Stephen A. thought it wasn't gonna work.
And that's the thing. But when you got two hungry guys, right? The only issue you always are gonna have is chemistry. And right now, they don't have that issue. They have hungry guys who are willing to sacrifice for their team and willing to score and move the ball. You don't have that in two high flyers, right? Obviously, Zach LaVine's the high flyer of the two. But when somebody who has the cachet of a Zach LaVine, or even the cachet of a DeMar DeRozan, those two players are working together, two stars working together to make sure that the rest of the team benefits. Remember, they still got Vooch, they still got Lonzo, still got AC. Like, Caruso is definitely playing that defense. The defense to me is what's most impressive.
They're playing great team basketball, and I love it.
And that's it. That's the one thing the Lakers are missing. Lakers are missing defense.
That's the one thing
mind
Lakers
you,
are missing. Yes.
Mind you, we're 5 games. Was it 4 games? 5 games in a row we won right now. And LBJ is doing his thing. You know, in that span, he's averaging 34 points a game. They're making that he's fighting and moving his way into the top 10 MVP voting right now. I'm just saying, you don't got to believe it. I'm just talking about it. You know what I mean? But I think what's happening in Chicago is two great players who are willing to sacrifice for each other. And when you see that, they're going to see successes. Now, what I do see, and you guys might not like this take, it is what it is. Hey, it's okay, see? It's okay. But we've had this conversation before. When is the last time you've seen 2 star backcourt players win a championship without a defensive anchor or a big man? Because the only people that we look for is the Splash Brothers, but they had KD when they won their 2 championships,
Right.
and they had Draymond. And
don't be rolling your eyes at no.
Nah. Well, Daddy is being attended to. They also had Iggy they had Iggy
defense
for defense.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm thinking about that. You know what I see in this team and the successes I see from Chicago. You're not gonna like me, but I feel like I see the Portland Trailblazers of the Eastern Conference.
What?
Think about that. Dame Lillard, CJ McCollum, and the pieces they had, they saw success. They saw Western Conference Finals. They saw middle. They were always top 5 in the Western Conference, but they weren't a team that looked at it and go, they're going to win a championship. They had chances and they saw successes in the playoffs, and I feel like that's what Chicago's going to see. You still got to go up to Brooklyn. You still got to go up to Milwaukee. Like, these are 2 teams, juggernauts that Chicago's going to have to see. Do they have a fighting chance? Yes. I believe that series that they play against Brooklyn, they play against Milwaukee, is going to be absolutely awesome, and I'm here for it. But are you in a place of saying, with all the successes they have, DeMar being up for, I think he's top 10 in MVP voting as well, leading guard and all-star voting in the East, does that team come out of the Eastern Conference, or do they come out of the series if they play against a Brooklyn or a Milwaukee? Giannis is a problem. That team just came off a championship. Camaraderie is there.
Oh man,
you see what I'm saying?
Yesterday,
right.
Beat up on Brooklyn like that.
No, he
beat him down. Beat him down.
Bro, I'm sitting at I went to go get some shrimp yesterday. I'm sitting at the bar, bro. And as I'm looking up, I'm like, bro, why is he hazing these guys like this? What, bro? I'm like, what?
Then?
Bro, I'm like, bro, what is you on? Like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
You know,
Middleton got so
hot. He's in another atmosphere right now, dog. And what he brings to the table. I remember at the beginning of the season, I did my top 5 players in the NBA.
Right.
And Giannis is clearly Giannis, KD, Steph, Bron. Like these guys are doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? That's my question to you. Does Chicago get past a Brooklyn or Milwaukee?
They can definitely get past Brooklyn.
They definitely can get past Brooklyn. Now, mind you,
I just witnessed 2 different games in 2 days. 2 completely different teams. I was like, wait, that team just looks totally different from when Kyrie Irving is on the court. Like, seriously. And like Jalen, was it Jalen? Is it Jalen? Yeah, I think it was Jalen yesterday. They have where's James Harden? Like,
you said Jalen Rose?
No, yeah. On halftime show. Like,
yeah.
What? No, especially if he can't play at home games. Yeah,
now, mind you, that means whenever they go to Chicago, Kyrie's playing.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Kyrie, KD, and James, and they're coming out of that series.
I don't know about James, but
I love it. I'm just like, I see it.
I can see them definitely getting past Brooklyn. When it comes to the Bucks, that's gonna be a fight, like you said. But
so you have more belief in the Bucks than you do in the Nets. That's what you're saying. Of course. Okay. See, we're gonna dive into this. We have an itinerary and we have things that we need to go on. Things that we're gonna do. Things we're gonna talk about. We need to get into this. Why do you believe in Giannis and the Bucks more than you believe in the Nets? I'm not even a fan. Look, I'm a Laker fan. Y'all know that. Like, I would love for Brooklyn not to do anything this season. You know what I mean? But I do believe in respect their talent, what they got, what they're bringing to the table. Why? Tell me why. Bucks over Nets. Why are you worried about the Bucks?
Why?
Chemistry, their team, their hunger, their fight. I mean, like they are missing a valid piece, and you cannot say yes, he is playing, but if he is not playing at home, you can't really say that they're gonna win.
So you're for you, it's Kyrie.
Yes, that
It's
he
the
plays.
it's the absence. He'll play
Yes.
4 depending on where they finish.
What if the
Honestly,
game 7's at Brooklyn?
it sucks.
That's terrible.
It sucks.
That's terrible.
I mean, I feel you.
That's terrible. And like you have. I'm not taking away from KD, and I'm not a James Harden fan, but he balls when he is together.
You're not a James Harden fan.
No.
Really? See, we're off the beaten path at this point. What? How are you not a James Harden fan?
Because
former MVP, multiple scoring leader, scoring.
Yeah, because he got fouled doing that stupid shot, so he was always at the line doing what? Foul? No.
So that's why
you see when they changed the rule, he was struggling.
Okay, so let me tell you this. I used to be exactly where you are, right? Exactly where. What changed my mind is understanding what I have to do to succeed, right? I'm playing. You may not like it, but I am playing within the bounds of the NBA rules. And if they're going to put their hand in the cookie jar, I can swipe up. Now, mind you, I was always for what they did this season when they went away with did away with those type of fouls where he was struggling and trying to figure it out. But I also had to recognize he's using it to his advantage. That I mean, you put your hand out there, right? You put your hand out, swipe up to shoot, get your hand out of there.
But you are talented, so why do something else?
I hear you. I hear what you're saying, right? But at the same time, if I'm playing within the rules of the game, that means you, as a defender, you have to play in the rules as well. So defend me better. If that's the case, you know what I mean? Don't have your hand out. Don't put your hand, because if you know exactly what I'm going to do, then you need to figure out ways to beat me. Don't be mad at the fact that I'm using the rules to my advantage. Figure out a way to beat me at the game that I'm playing.
Right. And I just feel like in big moments he just be choking sometimes. Like,
I give you that.
He just chokes. So it's like that will be a big moment. And the game 7, not at game 7 in Brooklyn.
It's scary.
Very scary.
It's scary. I don't think he choked. Like, because you gotta think
he's not clutch.
He's not clutch.
He's not clutch. They give you 50, but when they get down the last 2-3 minutes, he
I don't think
it's like the yips. I think
he gets lost in the sauce. I don't think it was like it's not like too much like
you're doing too much.
Like you're doing you already come to the game like, all right, man, I'm about to drop 50 real quick.
Drop 50 in the last 2 minutes. You're gonna do all this crazy stuff. Just play. You know what I
mean? But then by the time do it.
Just end the game. Like you're just doing all that for what? Doing all these spins and like stop it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when these guys like, yo, man, I have dropped enough. Yeah. In his mind, I have dropped enough. Because you know what I'm saying, it's easy for him to go in there and drop 30 to 40 points a night. But when you drop 50 points, let's say 58, you drop 58 points, I'm earning 60 points in a game. Only for this team to continue battling. You're like, what else can I do? A clutch factor is not in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel
you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to play defense now, man. It's hard to play defense now. I've been looking at the scores. You know, last night's score with Chicago and Washington was 138 to 120, 25 or something.
It was crazy.
Like, bro, what is we on, bro? Like, for real. I'm sorry, man.
We scored 134 last night against the Hawks.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what is we on where we're scoring a whole bunch, but we're not playing defense?
All I'm saying is if we don't beat the Grizzlies on Sunday, I'm gonna be very mad.
Well, the Grizzlies got y'all.
Ja has been playing. We've played him 3 times. This will be the 4th time. We're 1-2 against him. One of those games we lost, Ja didn't even play
at all.
That hurt my soul. I was like, they're superstar players not on the court.
Said, I don't care who you are. I'm coming at you.
I ain't scared of nobody.
Right.
I respect this game.
Definitely.
I respect it. And honestly, he's, to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do feel as I watch his game, as I watch him develop from day one to the NBA to college at Murray State, to what he's doing now and leading that team. To me, he's Russell Westbrook with a better shot. To be honest. And the way that he plays, the way he attacks, the way that he is not afraid of anybody, likes to finish at the rim. Like the way he has a few game winners this year, right? Up in the last 10 seconds of the game, he scored a go-ahead bucket. Most of those go-ahead buckets, well, I want to say at least 50 to 60% of those go-ahead buckets are at the rim. He's not throwing up threes.
I love when he says, I want the ball. Give me the ball.
Yeah. And his hang time to me is absolutely crazy. The last one there where he beat I can't remember the team that they played against, but his game-winning shot, he drove, he pump faked the three, he went with his left and went to go up with his left hand on the left side of the goal for a layup. He shot the ball, or he went up for the jumper, and I promise you, he was up there for like an extra 3 seconds, waiting on.
Yeah, he was.
He just like this, and as he's about to like touch the ground, boop, hits the square. I'm like, this guy is on another level, and I saw it coming out of college, right? Like I saw it come out of college, but I don't know if I saw this.
I didn't see this because I when was it? Was it the bubble season? I think I started to pay attention.
Yeah,
and then last year when they played in the tournament game, it was just
it's tough.
Yeah,
absolutely tough. Absolutely tough. Now, as we talk about emerging stars like a John Morant, like a LaMelo Ball, what Lonzo's doing up in Chicago with that team and that defense is a 6'6" guard, a 6'6" point guard, right? With defense, his defensive prowess is crazy, right? We still have yet to see Ben Simmons. Still have yet to see John Wall. I think a lot of people forget about John Wall in Houston. And right, he hasn't played this season because they're going with the younger players, and they haven't traded him yet because nobody wants that $40+ million contract that he got.
I love that he wants to play. Like, play me. I want to play. Yeah. I want to be there. I want to help you win. And it's like, just
I don't know if I would have to look at the direction of what that team is trying to do. Right? If I'm trying to develop my young guys, why not have a vet on the court who has seen success in the NBA, who can coach them through the moments of anxiety or nerves or whatever it may be to get them better.
I mean, I don't think John Wall's not that guy. Let's be honest. John Wall has always been the type of guy that he's flashy, and you know that's just what he is. He's just a flashy guy. He's always dancing. He's the life of the party. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with being life of the party. I mean, LeBron James, he comes in having fun, dancing with the life of the party, but he knows how to break his troops together and rally them. Who's another guy that used to have a lot of fun? Wade used to have a lot of fun. Yep. But he do got like, yo, look, man, hey, bro, it's time to get this junk together. Yeah. We're gonna get this dub and we'll go back to the crib.
So are you saying that John Wall can't lead a pack of
John Wall does not have the capability to get that grit and be like, yo, hey, let's get this thing popping. You know what I mean? Like, he does not have that. Because
he's taking Washington to the playoffs a few years before he got traded. He's also a career 20 plus scorer and 8 assists plus for his career.
Yeah, but he still is not this guy that's going to like yo, son, I want everybody to be in their bag today. Like he's not that guy.
And that's fine. But if I have a player that I'm paying $40 million to or more, you're gonna be on the court.
You don't think that him being benched, he might come back with a little like, if this is the only way I'm gonna play.
Like unless you're trying to be in the lottery, right? That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Like, I'm not gonna play John Wall because he's gonna help us win games. I want to be in the lottery. You see what I'm saying? Right. That's the only thing that makes sense to me from the GM and management up in Houston is he's going to help us win, and we don't want that. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, why you wouldn't put John Wall on the court. For somebody who is healthy, who had a pretty good season last year after coming back, he didn't play in almost 2.5 years. Same thing with Klay Thompson that we may see tomorrow. I'm excited for that as well. But I'm thinking to myself, like, why wouldn't you play John Wall? Houston's management to me doesn't make any sense right now, unless you're trying to lose games. That's the only thing that makes sense.
I mean, they're trying. I mean, like let's be honest. They're still trying to build. They want to build within the draft. You know what I'm saying?
And that's fine. But you know how long that takes. And if you're going to pay that man $40 million, let him be on the court. Let y'all get some chemistry. Let y'all get some reps. Let y'all get good. Maybe you're not a championship contender, but you could be a playoff team with John Wall on the court. You could pull in 6, 7, the 8th seed. Now, do you go out in the first round? Maybe you knock somebody. Maybe you surprise somebody.
Well, who knows? Because with the playing tournament, they may have a lucky night and win.
You see what I'm saying? Playing tournament, COVID protocols, all types of stuff that could possibly happen.
That playing tournament is a killer, bro.
Come out of retirement. Come on, Crawford.
Facts, right? Come through, bro.
Bro, I saw
Chris Paul. I want to make sure we're going to talk about the playing tournament, but I want to make sure that we give props to G League players who are ready and be signed. I remember Chris Paul did this a few days ago, just giving props because they're pretty much saving the NBA. These players that are willing to play on 10-day contracts and willing to come from the G League and get called up, they're making the NBA keep going and making this wheel turn. So shout out to Chris Paul for the recognition, and shout out to all those players who are stepping in.
That's what I said. The benefit of COVID is just seeing all these great people come back and play.
Yeah, Isaiah's down there in Dallas. You know what I mean? I would love to keep him. He's a bona fide bucket, but he's a liability on defense. And that's the one thing that we need is help on defense. So I would love to see him in a Laker uniform, but shout out to him in Dallas. Stanley Johnson may get the nod here in LA. So we'll see what the rest of the season is like. Shout out to Rondo as well. After that trade, you know what I mean? Open up a roster spot. I know he's going to do good for that team.
Yes, he is.
But I'm thinking, so as we talk about not seeing players that we haven't seen, John Wall being on that list, Ben Simmons being really big on that list. The Hawks, news came out yesterday that they're among one of the top teams, not be surprised if Ben Simmons makes a big splash and ends up on the Atlanta Hawks. That's what the story was saying.
I'm looking for that. I'm actually looking for that.
I like it.
So their story is don't be surprised. The Hawks are in the running, right? So don't be surprised if he becomes an Atlanta Hawk. Now, who they trade for, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if it's a Hunter. I don't know if it's a Reddish. I don't know if it's a Collins. Like what they get draft picks moving forward. But if Ben Simmons becomes an Atlanta Hawk, does that make them a championship contender in the Eastern Conference? Remember, they're just coming off an Eastern Conference Finals appearance against the Milwaukee Bucks. I was there for Game 6 when they took that L. I was hurt. I was hurt. But Trae Young was hurt as well. So fully healthy Atlanta team, depending on who they trade and let go for picks and players to get Ben Simmons. You put Ben Simmons at power forward. You put Ben Simmons catching lobs from a Trae Young pick and roll. He's a point forward. So when Trae Young goes out, Ben Simmons can lead the offense.
The ball.
That's what they've been missing for years. They've been missing somebody off the bench.
He can push the pace.
Bruh. I like it. And if it happens, I'm getting the Ben Simmons jersey. I'm just saying. Who
do you think Atlanta's gonna trade for? I said I can't really say his name. Bogdanovich.
Oh, Bogdanovich, yeah.
John Collins, Reddish, or Herter. He's been balling.
Kevin Herter.
Yeah.
Bruh.
So putting shooters around Joel Embiid may be a good thing. So
yeah, but I think if Atlanta makes it, you get probably 3 players and some picks, maybe probably 2 of your starters, probably a person off the bench and some picks. If I had to say, if I'm being smart, what's Hunter's first? DeAndre. I like DeAndre. I like Cam. Cam came in that Game 6 and was scoring buckets, not afraid of nobody. Talking back to Milwaukee. Mind you, Giannis didn't play in this game as well, so Chris Middleton was doing his thing. So, what's about DeMar DeRozan? Where did that come from?
I was like, wait, I thought you just was talking about Atlanta.
I had did this earlier, and it finally just popped up. I had so much to say about it.
Yeah,
but we was talking about how happy it was. So apparently, he was sad here. He's playing happy basketball, so
that makes a big difference.
Right.
Happy basketball makes a big difference.
I agree with you.
Look at the smile.
I agree. I mean, it was just like 2 segments ago. But whatever. Keep going.
Of course, throwing his set up.
Be quiet.
We're just trying to get you to see.
I appreciate it, and I enjoy watching them. I miss Alex Caruso. I miss Lonzo, if I'm honest. Like, I would have loved to try to build around those guys, build around the young teammates, but we did get a championship out of it. I'm just thinking about us being one of the oldest, if not the oldest team in the NBA. Like, but if we're talking about that, Ben Simmons, Trae Young,
yes,
those pieces, I keep Kevin. right? Because he's a shooter. So you keep Kevin. Because what you're gonna need is a point forward. You're not looking for Ben Simmons to shoot, right? You're looking for him to back down, come off pick and rolls, maybe pin downs. And if you're turning up for I was looking at a stat last night as they played against the Lakers last night. There's four duos in the NBA who have 40 or more alley-oops to each other, assists, like point guard to whatever, who throws alley-oops. 2 of those is John Collins and Clint Capella from Trae Young. And going into the game last night, I think him and Capella were 43 alley-oops for the season.
Oh, wow.
John Collins was at like 39. And they're 2 of the top out of the top 4. Trae Young has 2 of them. You know what I mean? So you got to keep one of those guys. Now, I think if one of the other, John Collins is able to stretch the floor, right? But I also think that Clint Capella is a better defender. So you got to keep Kevin Huerter as a shooter because he's a bona fide bucket. He can,
and he's growing into his shot right now too.
I love it. So you keep Trae, you keep Huerter, you put Ben Simmons. So now we're looking at DeAndre Hunter, a Cam Reddish. You know, I wouldn't trade both of them. I pick one of them, but you got to let go of John Collins. You got to let go of Cam Reddish or DeAndre Hunter, right? I would think DeAndre over Cam. This is just me. So I'll probably trade Cam, trade John Collins, and then put another player plus picks in there to get Ben Simmons, which I think is a good trade for them because for what they need, right? You need some wing presence. You need a wing defender. You get John Collins, who's a high flyer. He can play, run off the pick and rolls. He can kind of he stretches the floor because he shoots the 3. So it's going to help open up Joel Embiid down low. I think it's a good trade, and if it is, I'm definitely getting a jersey and going to the game. Like I'll be at his debut, straight up. You know what I mean? But I definitely think the tickets will be more having Ben Simmons on there. I remember when I was looking at season tickets for the year Zion got drafted. He was like, I remember the sales guy telling me, "Hey, look, I mean, I would get season tickets now, bro, because if we get that number 1 spot, we're getting Zion. If he comes to Atlanta, these tickets are going to go crazy." And it's all off potential, right? Now, in hindsight, Ja Morant's the better player. Zion hasn't played in God knows how long. Like, tell okay, Connie, make the face, explain the face. I'm taking Ja Morant over Zion.
Ja Morant is explosive. Better? No way. Because
way. Tell me why Zion's better.
Zion gives you 3 levels of ball. He gives you the power. He gives you the power of a center, athleticism of power of a center with athleticism of a guard. He also has a court vision that's out of this world. The only thing that's holding him back is his weight. His weight is like really holding him back. Other than that,
so we're talking potential.
He's wet behind the arc. He's wet behind the arc.
Don't get it twisted. He is not.
He's wet behind the arc.
Not.
He's not trash by any means. He's not. His game is not just.
That. What are you going
not just dunks.
When
that's the better question.
What are you going off of?
He's going off potential. First off, when he first hit the doggone court with his opening game. About 2 years ago,
Summer League. Summer League or opening NBA.
Was opener in NBA.
I'm talking about his first thing where he hit like 4 threes in a row.
Yeah,
something like that.
Like the thing is,
everybody's excited.
He showed you what he could do.
Got you.
He knows what he
ain't seen it.
We haven't seen it, so how can you
rate
now?
You haven't seen it.
So if someone asked you right now,
but you're telling me, okay, go ahead.
If you had to choose. Who would you pick today? Ja or Zion?
You waiting on Zion to lose the weight? You ain't gonna have no player. You ain't gonna have no player. You're gonna be waiting till next season. you can't.
If you had a team and you had a GM, you would, and they say you could pick anybody, and they were the only 2 left to choose from.
Give me Zion.
Right. I respect that.
Off of potential.
Not just potential, like this is what it is, dog.
But when you have no idea his injury history,
bro.
And remind you, remember he was perfectly fine in high school and college.
Give me
perfectly
Zion.
fine.
Give me Zion.
Give it to him. He's standing behind it on January 8th.
Father in heaven. We're gonna have to have this conversation on the huddle up.
Hey, hey, everybody! January 13th is my birthday, so I'm standing on what it is. So it's birthday
next Thursday, huh? Yeah, next Thursday. You're tripping, first off, but I give it to you since it's your birthday next week. Whatever, you know what I mean?
Listen, give him he wants Zion. He got his point, so he's gonna go off the potential.
I mean, John's not doing nothing but leading his team, a top 5 team in the Western Conference, which is the harder of the two, which Zion is in as well. Didn't make the playoffs, but he's averaging 25, 7, and 6. But you right, Zion's better. I don't understand that one. You tripping. Same amount of points, one or two rebounds less, and 4 assists more. But you want Zion? I don't understand. All right, whatever.
So bad.
Right. It is what it is. Absolutely tripping.
I'm picking Ja. I'm
no question.
You pick Ja.
Well,
I can't go based off what I've seen. Yes, I'm not gonna front. I was so anxious to see what he can do in the NBA.
You know, in the 30 games,
I haven't seen it.
30 games this season, we ain't seen him yet. He didn't even finish last season. We got pictures of him being 300 pounds.
So,
all right, whatever. I ain't gonna try to convince you.
Why the hate
on who?
There is no hate.
We are supposed to be a body.
No.
We must be a body of believing Christians.
Hate.
The hate that I hear
from
hate. You.
I don't hate him, but if I'm trying to win, I'm not choosing him.
You can't trust him right now. You can't trust his body.
Father God, I say, forgive these two right now,
Lord. I don't know what other people see, but when I go to the game or when I have a team, I'm trying to win.
Father God, forgive my brother Miles and my sister.
Every game, I'm not gonna wait to see.
You know what? You know what you should do? You should ask for forgiveness for your perspective. That's what you should do.
Wow.
Because ain't no coach in their right mind picking Zion over Ja. That's just me. But it is what it is. If you want to be that GM, because you're going, and I get why you're choosing him, but you're going off of potential rather than proof. Ja's proving it right now. Zion still has to prove that he can lead a team. And it's hard to do it when you don't have the ball in your hands like Ja Morant does.
Let alone in that conference.
Right. But I just want him to play. I would love to just see him play. I want to see Zion play. I'm excited for when he comes back. Right.
Zion.
So I'm just like, all right, we got to see it. But so we'll move on to the next segment because yes, God. Yes, Lord. All-Stars just came out. Early All-Star votes, right? So we're gonna go to the Eastern Conference, we'll go to the Western Conference as well. We'll start with the Eastern Conference since y'all love the Bulls so much. Number 1 in the front court, Kevin Durant, right? Backcourt, DeMar DeRozan.
1.5 million votes.
I saw it. And so if we're looking at the All-Stars now, how the All-Star game works, for people out there who don't know, you to choose. First off, it's fans. The starters are fans, and then the reserves are player, coaches, the media. I think is in that as well. But the first, so you're looking at for fans, you're looking at the top 6, for starters, all right. So most of the time, votes will go for the top 6 in each. 6 from the backcourt, 6 from the front court. 12 players go. 24 players go to the All-Star game, right? Right now,
I'm so surprised right now that LaMelo Ball's not getting like a lot of votes right now.
He's top 5.
He's top 5. I'm talking about I'm surprised he's not number 1 because of his fan base.
His
fan base is solid.
It's just
but they're not winning.
It's so much people balling right now. It's so hard. It's hard.
Yeah. But I mean, mind you, number 7 in the guards right now is Derrick Rose.
Right.
You know what I mean? Darius Garland's moving up. He's been balling for them. Fred VanVleet, who's been balling for Toronto right now, is number 10 in the backcourt. Right. So if you look at top 6, Eastern Conference, Kevin Durant, Giannis, Joel, Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, Jarrett Allen from Cleveland. Backcourt, DeMar DeRozan, James Harden, Trae Young, Zach LaVine, LaMelo Ball, Kyrie Irving. So Kyrie Irving still getting mad love, even though he just played his first game a couple days ago.
Right.
Now, DeMar DeRozan 1.5. Kevin Durant 2.3. Giannis 2.1. Joel is at 1.2. There's only a few players. I think there's 4 players on who have over 1 million votes. Obviously, Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant, so he's always going to get that. Now, do any of these names, front court and back court, does any of them surprise you? And I'll say them again just so you got it. Front court, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, Jared Allen. Guards, DeMar DeRozan, James Harden, Trae Young, Zach LaVine, LaMelo Ball, and Kyrie Irving. Any of those names surprise you, or did you expect those 12 players to be, their top voting right now?
I mean, of course. I mean, there's no surprise for me. Maybe your boy from Toronto, but like other than that, like there's no surprise for me. Kyrie, kind of a shocker,
fan base.
Fan base.
He's got the fan base. Also, the non-vaccine guys. He got that fan base as well. Mm-hmm. You stand up for yourself, Kyrie.
You know what I'm saying? All the flat earthers. Shout out to the game.
Got them as well. LaMelo Ball's top 5.
He's top 5.
So you're not surprised because you think he should be higher.
I think he should be higher.
So
I'm not doing this from my perspective.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the fandom that he has. You know what I'm saying? He's you got well over 1 million followers.
Yep.
Now I think it's over 2.5 million. You know what I mean? So you up there and up there in the followers list. Not only that, like you have active people that that are buying your shoes and doing reviews all the time. I'm talking about like this guy had on his shoes alone, the reviews are crazy. You know what I mean? Sure. And not to mention you got the whole entire ball effects community. You have the whole entire keeping up with the ball, not keeping up with the balls, ball in the family community. You got the whole entire community there. So I'm just a little bit shocked that his numbers are not up like this. And guys, please forgive me if I sound really stuffy right now because I've been holding back a sneeze that is out of this world, bro. And my fear is there's gonna be a whole bunch of snot that's coming out my nose.
When it comes, you mute. When you feel it, you mute that thing and you turn that snot that way, sir. You turn it that way. You gotta go. Right. That's it. Anything surprise for you, see? Any names? So no Jared Allen.
Well, Jared Allen. Yes, Jared Allen.
So he's been balling. They've been balling up in Cleveland.
They have been balling up in Cleveland, but it's Cleveland, so it's like to me it's opinionated. So I'm to have DeMar at number 1. You would want it to be number 1, but in reality, these votes are based on fan base. So that's a little shocker to me because sometimes when people choose like Kyrie, like, yes, you do what you do, but you haven't really played.
Yeah, facts.
So it's like, that's not really, I'm going by who, like your skills on the court and how much you played. Like, yes, you're still Uncle Drew.
That's not always it. Yeah, I feel you.
So
it's the same way. I mean, like, think about this. LaMarcus Aldridge from Brooklyn is top 10 right now in the front court Eastern Conference. Let that sink in. Talk about fan bases.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, Chicago, after the All-Star game, or after in a few weeks when we know the All-Star selection, they'll have 2 players, top 6 in the backcourt, 2 All-Stars on their team, right? 2 All-Stars surrounded by Alex Caruso, Lonzo Ball, Vucevic. Like that's. I've been listen. I've been convinced. I'm just all I was ever stating was that I don't feel they'll come out of the Eastern Conference. I think they're great. I watch their games. I like the defensive prowess they have. I like how they play together. The chemistry is amazing. DeMar DeRozan is doing his thing. Zach LaVine's doing his thing. I like that. I like the grit that Alex Caruso is bringing to the court and on the defensive end. I just don't know if I see this team in the finals. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
They'll be top 5. Top 4, I think. They'll probably be a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. But that's just me, though. So, as we talk about Eastern Conference, we'll get off the Eastern Conference, move over to the Western Conference. As we talk about the top front court and back court Guys, no, I mean some of these are no surprises here. That's a big surprise to me also, but they're winning right now. So I'm gonna go with the front court, top six: LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, Paul George, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Anthony Davis. Top six in the Western Conference on the front court. Back court: Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, Klay Thompson, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. Klay ain't played a game this season. Ain't played a game this season. And he is number 4 on the backcourt voting list. Bro, more than Chris Paul and Devin Booker.
That shows you.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
level.
Really.
That shows you the level of shockness I have for LaMelo Ball not being higher than what he is. Reason being because you got guys that constantly get picked up and they don't play a game of basketball. They are playing. They are in an all-star game on a hunch, bro.
But this is the thing, though.
Probability.
But the fan base to me says at LaMelo is that 25% of his 2.5 million or whatever. That's the voting he's getting. Not 25 to 40% of his fan base don't care about his basketball
at all.
They want the Ball family. You see what I'm saying? So I think that kind of rises. I mean, the Klay Thompson thing definitely surprises me. Before Devin and Chris.
Sorry. Look, I got 5 messages that the people need to be heard. I'm sorry.
Slipping, bro. Slipping. Listen, I would trade John Wall for Westbrook, but that thing about him is he's always injured. So you take one or the other. You do kind of take one or the other because John Wall has been injured over the past 3 years, 3 or 4 seasons. Westbrook he's kind of an iron horse, right? If he's out and missing games, that means he has like a broken something or a torn something when he's missing games. I don't mind that trade, but I think Russell's building chemistry. Ari, what up? Ja hitting threes that he wasn't hitting last season. Zion isn't playing, but okay, Kanye. See, Ari, that's my best friend. That's my best friend. I love it. Healthy Zion is better. Ulysses, chill out. I need more.
Thank you.
Tell me why, though. Tell me why. Don't give me potential. I need to know why he's better right now. People balling, but a lot of people not playing defense, so they're looking like they're balling. I kind of give you that. I can kind of rock with that a little bit, right? Defense is still being played. Maybe people aren't going as hard, as hence the 120, 130 point games we're talking about.
And you shoot 9 threes in the first quarter. How are you supposed to defend that?
Brooklyn only. So Ulysses says again, Brooklyn only needs Kyrie to get past the Bucks. That's facts. Ain't no stopping KD. When Kyrie not there, then Harden will step up because he's going to look for his shot. I kind of hear you, but I can't agree with the James Harden comment because if we're talking about big moments, right? Remember a couple years ago when him and Chris Paul in Houston had the Warriors down. He went in his house. He lost 2 straight games. So he lost in Houston. They're up 3-2. They go back to Houston. James Harden loses that game in Houston, then goes back to Golden State and loses Game 7. Or it was flip-flop, Game 6, Game 7. Chris Paul obviously had the thigh injury. I remember that, having a thigh injury and not being able to play. But at the same time, if you're this MVP player dropping 30-plus points a game, averaging 30-plus points a game, you should be able to close that team out. You beat them 3 times already. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, you got to show up.
That's why Jalen Rose people forget they have another star.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, I hear you, but he got to show up for real. So, any names surprising you, right? Front court, back court. Again, front court for the Western Conference: LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, Paul George, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Anthony Davis. Guard: Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, Klay Thompson, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. I think in the West, it seems more standard. Like these are the teams that are winning and have the fan base already. Like Jokic has 1.6 million right now. LeBron James has 2 million. Steph Curry has 2.5. Kevin Durant has 2.3. And DeMar has 1.4. So if we're talking, I would love to see Ja Morant in the All-Star game. That's just me. And the way he's playing, he deserves that. Klay Thompson not playing a lick this season and not being even subbed in the game or had a jersey on, being top 4 is crazy to me.
Very.
Front court, Paul George, which He's going to be eliminated because he has a season.
Isn't he injured?
I want to say he has a season-ending
injury.
Kawhi may come back. I saw that story the other day. Kawhi may come back. He is ahead of schedule on his recovery for his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I like the list. I like the list. You got the Warriors. You got the Suns. You have the Grizzlies, the Lakers, Clippers, and the Denver, which these are teams that are winning right now. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Clippers are really hurt losing Paul George and maybe having Kawhi Leonard come back. But, I mean, aside from that, I'm not really surprised. I would love to see John Morant in an All-Star game. I would love to see that.
It would just make it even more fun.
I think for me, what would be surprised, falling right outside the top 6, is Donovan Mitchell with 217,000 votes.
Spider.
217,000 votes. Steph Curry has 2.5. Luka Doncic has 787. John Morant has 669. Klay Thompson has 367,000 votes. That's 150,000 more than
crazy.
Spider, who's leading his team right now. They're top 3 in the Western Conference.
That's crazy.
Top 3 or 4, and they're Utah's good every year. People don't like Utah, man.
But it's because
no one likes Utah, bro.
No one. You're right. You said
no
this, and it's because
Utah,
every time
bro.
they get to the playoffs.
Yep, you're right. Good regular season team.
It's not, bro.
They're the Bucks before the Bucks.
Well, they won.
No, bro. No one likes that team, bro. The NBA don't even like Utah. No one likes Utah, bro.
I don't understand.
Utah, Salt Lake City, bro. So I like to do these things called like city tours. So I do like the online city tour and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Look like at the top 5 things to keep you away from a city. Bro, the top 5 things to keep people away from that city indirectly has to do with the Utah Jazz. Jazz basketball.
Crazy.
I just don't understand the voting. Like, Clay,
it's different.
I cannot wait for you to come back. But
facts.
You should not be. I'm sorry.
Top
5. No. Mm-mm.
I think it's crazy to me. Let's get to this comment from Ulysses. He's better because there's not many players in the league that can check Zion. He's too big for 1 to 3 and too fast for 4s and 5s. The problem is everyone else around him. Okay, let's address 2 things in that comment. 1, potential. Zion has not played 28 games this season. Hasn't seen him on the court. Ain't even seen him dressed up. We don't know if he's overweight. We don't know if he got body issues. But none of his problems started until he got to the NBA.
Yada.
Ridiculous, right? I'm thinking like in college you were good. In high school you were good. You get to the NBA and now you have issues with your body, your knees and your feet, like whatever that looks like. I agree with the comment, Ulysses, right? I agree. He's too big for 1 through 3 and he's too fast for 4s and 5s. But Ja Morant right now is averaging 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists, leading his team. They're top 6 in the Western Conference, right? Zion played. I remember when he played and they missed the playoffs. I remember when he was coming in, he's showing all of that stuff where he's too big for 1 to 3 and too fast for 4s and 5s. They've shown that. But what we're talking about is potential. Yes, he can be great, right? But I can't trust a person that ain't been on the court. You know what I mean? Same thing with John. It's the same thing with John Wall. John Wall has been absolutely amazing, but he's injured. Same thing with Anthony Davis. Has been great, but he's injury prone. If Zion is going to be injury prone, this is what his career is going to be, a career full of potential things. He could have been great. A Brandon Roy. He could have been great. A Tracy McGrady. Like he could have been great, but injuries took them back and held them in place. I feel like from the start of his first 3 years in the season, that's what Zion is, and that's what Zion has been. I pray that that's not what his career is, but I understand that as well. Another comment from Ulysses. You got to understand Harden is Robin, not Batman. KD is Batman, so Harden will show up when he's not the number 1 guy. I think it does make it easier to be that guy when you don't have to be that guy, right? You don't have to be Batman, you can be Robin. So, I mean, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs. I'm ready for KD to do his thing. I'm ready for KD, Harden, and Kyrie Irving. You know what I mean? So playing games has nothing to do with potential; it's health. Well, okay, this is what I'm saying. If we know he's good, he has to be on the court
to see it.
You get what I'm saying? I know what the potential of a great Zion is, but if he can't be healthy, then I'm like, what do I do? You know what I mean? I understand.
How can I use him?
He's been great. When he's on the court, he has been great. He's been an absolute problem. Do not get me wrong, right? But if a player can't stay healthy, I got to go with the healthier player, right? And I'm more of a Ben Simmons, LeBron James. I build from the top rather than building from the bottom, right? I would choose a John Morant over Zion, right? To start my team. I would choose a LeBron James over Anthony Davis to lead my team. You know what I'm saying? That's where I would start, and I would work my way down. But I also don't play basketball inside out. Does that make sense? I don't play from the power forward or the center position. I play from the who's leading and orchestrating my offense. That's kind of where I leave. That's the same thing where I look at a Russell Westbrook. He's a triple-double king. He has that talent. He has that title. And he'll have it for the rest of his life. But am I trusting him to lead my team and orchestrate my offense? That's hard for me to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I completely trust him. I completely trust a Steve Nash. I can really trust LeBron James. I completely trust a Magic Johnson. You know what I mean?
Because they're going to give you consistency.
And that's all I'm looking for, right? That's the word. Right. Check this, Ari. Shout out to Ari. You can't say Zion is better if he isn't currently playing. You can't compare someone on the bench because of what they were capable of to someone who's currently balling the court. Ari, I completely agree. And I think he's saying moving forward, like Zion, he would rather have Zion than Ja moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, Ari, that's like comparing. Hold on. Ari, that's like comparing a two-handed dunk from a young lady to Candace Parker barely making a freaking dunk in a doggone layup contest. But it's all good. Layup line.
They're two different scenarios that don't make any sense that you should not be comparing them to. We're gonna move on from the ladies.
He tried.
So there you go. There you go.
Look, I think of the two, Zion has. I think Ja has the higher ceiling, and I would pick Ja because of the way that I play.
He got the higher ceiling. He got the higher ceiling because he's just skinny already. That's the higher ceiling.
Well, that's not his fault.
You're slim.
That sounds more on Zion.
You're slim and trim, but when Zion gets in his bag and gets his shape.
You see the word what you just said. You said when Zion gets in his bag. Yeah, that's the problem we're having. And that's what we need you to see when he gets in his bag. Yes, you're absolutely right. He's in his bag.
There. He's already be there. That's the big thing.
Facts. We'll get to another comment from Ulysses. Is AD about potential or health? Because we've seen him when he's healthy. I agree.
He's soft. He's trash now, bro.
Look, I agree. AD is about potential and health. Right, your ceiling is tied directly to can you stay healthy, right? It's tied directly to it. We've missed a lot. Chris Paul in that game, 6 and 7,
puppies, bro.
Where they could what?
These baby puppies, bro.
Watch out, bro. Look, we're talking about game 6 and 7 when they played the Warriors. Chris Paul misses the playoffs. I remember when Russell Westbrook went out in the Oklahoma City Thunder series where I think it was Pat Bev. Who went for that steal and they were going for a timeout. He missed the rest of the season. Talk about the Warriors losing to the Toronto Raptors. Klay Thompson tears his ACL and Kevin Durant tears his Achilles. Like all that stuff is going to be tied to it. I agree. And I think Zion is an amazing player. He just needs to be on the court. I know when he's on the court, he's an amazing player.
And I can't wait to see that. I'm dying to see that.
Yeah. And I think fundamentally, I think me and Ulysses just disagree on play style. My play style is lead from the top. His play style is inside in. I have a person down in the paint that can go crazy, which is Zion. I would lead from John Morant. That's just where we are. That's just where it is. So we'll agree to disagree because both of them are going to be great players. Sure. But look, we're going to end with this, man. We'll go with cap or no cap. We got to coming to the end of the show. I want to get to this, and if Ulysses and Ari, y'all can tune in, give me your cap or no cap as well. So kindly be on that for me. Cap or no cap? First cap or no cap? Ben Simmons gets traded to the Hawks, and the Hawks are in the conference finals again. Cap or no cap?
Cap.
Oh, both of y'all cap. Tell me why. See, if Ben Simmons gets traded there, you know what I mean?
I like the trade. I want the trade to happen. Playoffs, but finals, no. Nope, Bulls is over there. You already know.
Yeah.
I told you who I want coming out the East.
Okay, want and believe. Okay, you believe they're coming out of the East? You want them to come out?
No, I believe.
You believe
I stand on that. January 8th.
Okay. Connie, tell me why you capping.
First off, big cap. One.
Big. All right, man. Go ahead.
Although he might go to the Atlanta Hawks, doesn't mean that he's gonna go there and win. It might be struggles. It might be chemistry problems. He might run into the same problem that he ran into in doggone in Philadelphia. You don't know. You don't know what might happen to this young man.
I hear you. But I can tell you why he wouldn't run into those same problems is because he's not the focal point. That's why. Unless he says cap. His cap as well. I'm not gonna say.
Are you slanted?
I'm on both. I'm a little bit on both, right? But if Ben Simmons gets traded to the Hawks, they're a contender.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're a contender. You keep Trey, you keep Kevin, you keep DeAndre Hunter, Clint Capella, and Ben Simmons. That's a nice starting five. Who playing? You listen to who playing PG? Trae Young. Trae Young plays PG. Okay, look, this is why it would be a good fit because Ben Simmons doesn't have to be the focal point of the offense. He's not orchestrating the offense anymore. So now Ben Simmons can go to play power forward, right? I've seen him bang. I've seen him use his back to the basket skills and score at the rim. Mind you, if you missed earlier, I was saying Trae Young assists to Clint Capella or assists to John Collins is top 2 out of the top 4 in the league duos right now. So you take John Collins out, you put Ben Simmons there, right? So not only do you have a power forward that can pick and roll to the basket, dive to the basket, come off pin downs and score at the rim, you also have a point forward. So now when Trae Young tells Ulysses says he's not good unless you tell Ben you got to play power forward. That's what I'm saying. So he's gonna be playing power forward. Now also when Trae Young comes off of the court, Ben Simmons can orchestrate the offense. That's what they've been missing for the last 2 to 3 years. When Trae Young is not on the court, they struggle to play good offensive ball, right? Off of scores short of people who just score the basketball, like a Kevin Herter, like a Cam Reddish. Clint Capella, you're not giving the ball to play back to the basket. John Collins, you're not giving back to the basket. He comes off of screens and comes off of corner threes, right? So when Ben Simmons gets traded, or if he gets traded to the Hawks, when Trae Young's on the bench, Ben can run the offense, and that's going to be the biggest thing. All right, so next cap or no cap. Ulysses already tuned in. Both of y'all said cap for that first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, both of y'all tripping, but it is what it is. You live in the Chicago Bulls life, so I respect you standing on that. You know what I mean? The next cap or no cap is Klay Thompson comes back and has a historic debut. When I say historic, I say he drops 25 plus points. Klay Thompson comes back and drops 25 plus points. Cap or no cap?
No cap.
Okay. What's okay?
Champion cap.
So you say cap. Klay Thompson comes back, plays in his first game. He scores under 25 or over 25?
Under.
Under 25. Over or under, C?
Over.
So no cap.
Yeah, I said no cap.
Oh, okay. No cap for you.
No cap.
All right, cap for you, Connie.
Cap for me.
Tell me why.
I mean, come on, bro. It's 2 years, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's 2 years. All you've been doing is playing G League ball, and not like that you were playing in the G League. You were practicing with the G League team because you had to get better. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you can run a full set.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's easy for me. It's easy for me. Cap is synonymous. Oh my God, it's symmetric with these terms of Sydney. I'm trying to figure out the word. I'm sorry. You know what? They go together.
They go together. There you go.
They go together.
Ulysses says Cap because he's trying to fit in. I get that. I like the angle. I'm gonna go no cap, man. I'm gonna go no cap on this only because there we go. Shout out to you, Ari. Going no cap. Ulysses went cap. Connie went cap. Me, Ari, and C went no cap. Now I only say this. I say no cap because I only think that the attention that Steph Curry is getting, right? Absolutely crazy. The attention that Andrew Wiggins is getting, absolutely crazy. And I think when you're a top 5 shooter of all time, you just got to shoot the ball, bro. Mm-hmm. You just got to shoot the ball. So that I think for that part now, playing defense and playing within the system, that's going to change a little bit. That's going to take some getting used to, the cutting and everything, trusting your body again. That makes sense. But this right here, that's easy. He's been doing it for a very long time. I think when he comes out, he drops 5 or more threes. That's just me.
Wow.
But we did see him score over 40 with what 5? Yeah, you were right. I remember that. So I think if he plays right, trusts his body, trusts himself, I think he comes out. I think he'll come out shooting 5 or more threes, scoring 5 or more threes, and I think he'll end with 26 points, making my no cap claim and C's no cap claim and Ari's no cap claim become true. So
I just can't wait. See what he said when he left the gym that day. And I just think with his chip on his shoulder, he's just so happy to be able to play. And who knows? Steve Kerr's not dumb. They definitely had some type of chemistry outside of basketball.
Yeah, I think it's good. I remember the clips from the other day. He dropped 24 threes in a row. Like, I was just like, this guy. You want to be a Laker, bro? Stop playing. You know what I mean?
That's crazy because I'm not a Warrior fan, but I love Clay.
Clay is an absolute problem. I love watching the Splash Brothers play together.
Oh yeah, together definitely.
Yeah, I love the defensive anchor he's got over on what's the name from Draymond Green. What that team is doing, what they did from the draft and everything. Absolutely love it. We'll go one more cap or no cap. When we close this thing out, man. Cap or no cap. Ja Morant is a starter in the All-Star game. Cap or no cap?
That's hard.
Put the hat down.
I'm gonna go. I have to go like this. The only reason why I say that is because you see how the voting is already. So it's like Clay's already in there. He hasn't even played. So imagine when he comes back.
It's a big fact. That's a big fact.
So it's
I'm still gonna go no cap. I think Ja Morant will be a starter in the All-Star game this year for the Western Conference, and he's probably going to be on Team LeBron. Because you got to think. I think the leading. What were the leading vote getters? What were they? They were LeBron and KD. No, wait, hold on.
Steph has more than him, right?
Steph might be the captain this year.
Steph has more than LeBron.
500,000.
I'm stuck, guys, because I want to say cap, but
that's how I'm feeling. Just because the way the voting is,
no cap, no cap. Yes, you look.
Look at you.
We have finally agreed on something.
All right, no cap, guys.
Yes,
everybody, no cap.
I want it, so I'm gonna go no cap.
Me and Ulysses.
We're gonna speak that into existence.
That's what I'm talking about. Amen to that. I love it. I think it's gonna be absolutely crazy, man. Let's knock this thing out for real. I think we're going to see a different captain for the Western Conference this year. And Steph Curry, Team Curry versus Team KD. So I'm kind of excited about that, man. But let's try to close this thing out, man. So let's really get to it. Obviously, we appreciate y'all coming out every week, rocking with me, rocking with Connie, rocking with C. This thing happens every Saturday. We started an hour late today on 11 just to catch up. I had to work this morning. I didn't want y'all to miss this trio. You know what I mean? But moving forward, every Saturday, 10 a.m. Check us out on the Huddle Up every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, all them lives. We're going to be out there checking it out, man. Don't forget us, Full 94 Feet on Instagram. We are posting daily. So hit me up, follow the team, follow the score, get your friends to follow the team, follow the page, check us out, double tap on the pictures, all that good stuff, man. Look, check us out. Y'all want to support us in any way? MTMV Sports Cash App is the name. I think we're on Venmo too. Anyway, look, you want to contact us? I am Miles Austin on everything. Connie _the West Side, MTMV Sports there that you can see. Sports Talk with C on everything. Stay off of TikTok if you want to see the other side of Sports Talk with C. But it is what it is. I love y'all to death, man. Full 94 podcast here every week, Saturdays, 10 a.m. Y'all be safe, man. Peace.
Hey, guess what? We updated the video.
Hey, I got the power. I got the power. I got the power with me.